welcome, Emoji2 TV weekly remix show. I'm Coach Danzy, alongside my partner, Coach Fuller. Coach, what are you thinking now? We got Glens versus Scotia first up on deck. What you got?
It was a pleasure. Like last year, we wanted to get out and cover this kid, Gerard, and this year we actually got a chance to cover this kid. And you know, a good Scotia team, well coached,
yes.
You know what I mean, by Mark Salsville, former Schenectady High coach, former state champion. So, you know, he's going to bring the punch and make sure they're prepared to play. And they were prepared. Yes, Scotia came to play. Yes, they weren't in awe over Gerard, his special night, or none of that. Lamorta, the big guy Lamorta,
yes.
This guy came to play.
Right. Andrew
Lamorta.
Oh, good post up. Oh, baby.
This kid was playing against a kid that was like a couple inches taller than him, which, however, you would have thought that he was the bigger kid. Lamorta came to play that Scotia team, and what can you say about the Robert Barrera kid? This kid was scoring bunches, a lot of points in bunches, Coach. He was getting at it, attacking the rim, hitting threes. I mean, the Scotia team, what can you say about the Dupree kid off the bench? Energizer guy, giving him a rebounder, extra possession, even attacking the basket. You know what I mean? So those guys gave a great effort against a Glens team who was definitely touted to win that game and picked the win, coming in 5-0.
Yeah, that's right, Coach. And Scotia was coming off a two-game winning streak as well.
Absolutely.
So they were, they were 3-2 coming in. Now they're 3-3, so they tied up in the record column because they didn't win the game. Because the game ended up being Glens Falls 74 and Scotia 71. So there's a little bit of high scoring there, I would think, for that type of level of basketball for the Foothills Council, Coach. Great basketball in that league.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you already talked about Scotia. Let's talk about a little bit of Gerard. I mean, Gerard is officially taking over the scoring, all-time scoring in New York State history, Coach, by beating Karen Scroff. All right. He got over 550 points, Coach.
3,000.
550 points.
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points he put up. And he's still going.
He's still, for real, that's a fact. We're a long way to go in this season. So the next person has their work cut out for him to be able to top that record.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the Syracuse-bound commit to Gerard.
But, Coach, just to cut you off for 1 second there, as a guy who came back to the New York State, Coach, who left for a hot second. He was an 8th grader last year, and he put a lot of points up, 1,000 points. His name is DeJor Johnson, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
Socrates.
Yes.
He just came back. So,
okay, Coach.
Coach, he might be the guy.
He might be the guy. If there's anybody that has a shot, you would say he definitely has a shot, being an 8th grader coming back and scoring that many points.
That's right. But let's talk about Gerard, though, Coach. I mean, he scored in bunches, hit the long-range jumper.
Yep.
Took it to the basket a few times.
Absolutely.
And what I saw, Coach, I saw an exceptional passer.
Yeah, that's well.
You know what I mean?
That is correct as well.
So what do you think about his game, Coach?
Well, what I saw with him is that his ability to stroke the long ball is very, deep.
Yeah.
This guy is, in range when he comes in the gym. He shoots it, effortlessly, too. You know what I mean? So, and I like the way he flows, and when he needed to attack the basket, He showed that he could score inside. He showed that he definitely could score outside.
Right.
So those are some of the things that I liked about him, Coach. I was impressed with his ability to take over the game at times when Scotia was making runs, and he would just put the ball in his hand and say, okay, it's time for me to do A, B, and C. So those are some of the things that I was impressed with Gerard and what he brings to the table for that team. Ability to also understand that when they're keying on him, to get other players involved. I mean, it was I think it was his cousin.
Trenton.
Trenton, who's hitting some timely baskets, some timely threes, because they need to spread that floor and open it up for them as well. That's the things I saw, Coach. What are some things that to be desired? What are some things you think that he could possibly improve upon his game?
Well, Coach, I mean, I can't really think of too much. I mean, the next level, though, is going to be difficult for him. I mean, he's 6'2" guard. That's not particularly huge at that level, especially the high major Syracuse level.
Absolutely.
I mean? So his jump shot has to be continue to be flawless for the next level. But at the high school level, Coach, I don't see too many hiccups in his game. I mean, we talked about earlier, Offset, about moving out the ball.
Right. That's one of the things I would point to. Moving without the ball a little bit more.
And next level, Coach, if you look at Syracuse now, or back in the day when they had Jerry McNamara, he moved out the ball well.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you look at J.J. Reddick, those guys who like to score, man, that they move out the ball really, really, really well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, we'll see how advanced he is at the next level when he gets there.
Right, absolutely. And finally, on that point with Syracuse, you playing against, like you said, major Division I, so you got other athletes on your team that can spread the floor and open it up for you more, so you can utilize that ability to stroke the long ball like he does.
That's true. Now, Coach, also about that game, Coach, we talk about the officiating. We got to touch on that a little bit. Just a little bit, all right? Coach, I saw some things in that game, Coach, that I haven't seen in a long time.
You might be getting a little bit of rhythm here. This is a nice test game for him.
Coach, this ref here up top here, Coach, he's working overtime. He must get commission for the amount of calls he makes. Oh my goodness!
He's on commission for calls?
Wow, this guy's been active. You know, for a player to be of that magnitude, Gerard's strong kid who can score in bunches. He can score down low, score up top. You know what I mean? I don't see what's the reasoning by getting every little touch call.
Coach, and for our viewers out there, like I'm the main guy who kind of always err on the side of supporting the officials, so to speak, or kind of giving the benefit of the doubt. I would say it more or less in those terms. This guy right here sometimes can be brutal, but that night he wasn't speaking in hyperbole. I was really taken aback by some of the officiating calls there. Early on, it started earlier in the game where he was getting touch fouls, going to the hole, and throughout the game, it just left you scratching your head. And like I said, I'm willing to really give the benefit of the doubt, but that was really taken aback even for myself. Right. And I thought that they did a disservice to that game. They interjected themselves in ways that I didn't think they should be there. As an official, your goal is to try to stay out the game as much as possible that the game allows. Right. You know what I mean? And I don't think they did that in certain instances. And then furthermore, to expound on it even further, is that Scotia was at home. You know what I mean? There was, right. It was like, all right, I get it. We have a star over here. We got a guy over here, Syracuse commit, about to break the New York State. I get all of that. Right. However, I'm at home. Can I get some benefit of the doubt? Some home cooking? I mean, you would have thought they were on a road game. So they kind of interjected themselves and made themselves more a part of the game than they really need to be. And they got in the way of really good contests.
Yes, that's right, Coach. That's right. All right, so moving right along, Coach, we all can admit that it was a great game, even though with the bad calls, still was a great game. Scotia played the heart out at home in front of their home fans, so it was a great opportunity to see some Foothill Council basketball. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Next up, we have Albany High Saratoga versus Albany High, Coach, at the Falcons' Nest. Right. Your thoughts?
My thoughts on that game was actually because you had covered Albany High already. You've seen Albany High in a couple phases, and one of the things that you expounded upon was that Albany High had some really nice pieces to be relevant, right? So when you were originally telling me that, I was just like, whatever. This guy speaks in hyperbole. He's probably just chatting or what have you. And especially when I saw the blowout of CBA. And then the blowout of Bethlehem. I mean, when I say the blowout by Bethlehem and by CBA, I was like, that Albany High suffered. I was like, what pieces can they really have? I mean, those scores are really awesome. So when we got a chance to see them, I was really amazed. They like Coach, not just like some pieces. They have a team.
Yes. So you believe me now? You believe me now? You respect my basketball now?
Listen, do me a favor. Don't drag me way over there. Don't drag me way. You trying to drag me too far.
I'm just saying.
On that point exclusively.
A lot of points, but go ahead.
That point exclusively, I have to give you your props. I have to give you some props on that. You said pieces. I'll even go further and say team. It's not even close. Even 1 through 7 or 8. These guys have a team.
Yes, sir.
And it showed. I mean, this is a game in Saratoga where, I'll be honest with you, given the fact that they got blown out by 2 viable teams that are in my top 5, I really thought this was going to be a repeat of that. I thought Albany High was going to get their lunch handed to them on their home court. To my surprise, they came out and battled Saratoga even into an overtime game.
They battled them to the end, Coach. So they battled them all the way to the end overtime. So Saratoga 74, Albany High 65. And Albany High got there, Coach, because of Michael Benitez's jump shot to close out with 2.4 seconds to go in regulation. Knocked it in, Coach. Well-designed play, we both thought.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Even though I had my head down most of the time, I missed it. But it went down. So, Coach, in overtime, I thought they would. I had to leave, but you were there.
Right.
I thought they had the momentum to take it further, but it didn't seem to be the case there.
And what you saw there, Coach, Albany High team who's not used to winning. Okay, and a Saratoga team who's learning, because they're relatively young with new 5 starters as well. New team.
Yes, that's right.
However, they've been in some really good competitions where they've been able to close out Henninger, so things of that nature. So you saw an Albany High team that was happy to be here, probably surprised that they were there, and then couldn't close it out and cash it out in the overtime. Now that's where you saw the difference take place, where Saratoga kindly involved, and what they did in the overtime they didn't do earlier in the game, which you were chiming in hard body, was they were making their free throws as opposed to earlier in the game.
That's right.
Saratoga was atrocious earlier in the game.
I bet you Coach Matt Usher probably had them doing free throws all practice.
Oh man, probably ran a line drill on everyone they missed. Now my question to you though is, what are your thoughts on what this game can mean from Albany High moving forward?
Well, before we get there, Coach, I'm going to talk about some of the things we missed out on the Glens Falls and the Scotia one. But Nick Tree led the Blue Streak score with 28 points that game. Came to play. All right. Will Fox, Foxy added 17 points. All right. So he did a great job. And Tyrell Moreau, coach for the Falcons, had 25 points for the Falcons. Wow. That kid can ball out.
Yeah, he can ball out for sure.
It's not even close there. Just to go back just a little bit, Coach. You know, Joe Girard had 45 points.
He did, yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? And the Barrera kid, he had 23 points.
Yep.
And Andrew Lamorta, he had 19. So, you know, let's talk about that real quick before we move on. But what's your question? Again?
What is thoughts on what this game can mean for Albany High? Their confidence. They went and battled a very viable Saratoga team. You don't want to start becoming a bipolar type of team. You don't want to have a big up and then all of a sudden you go into a Burnt Hills or a situation like that, because Albany High should beat those teams.
Right.
I'm not taking nothing away from them, but they should beat those. That's a very viable team. So I'm saying, what can this possibly mean for them moving forward?
Well, I think it should bode well for them. But I mean, I don't know. It's like it depends on what changes, what type of changes you make. Because the adjustment that coach has made so far after every game doesn't seem to click with the team. I don't know what's going on here. You make adjustments. You put a new starting group in. Let them rock out. Next game, you got another starting 5. So it might mess with the chemistry a little bit. I don't know what's going on. So it could be a thing where this coach just might need to settle down and then stick with a starting 5, rock with them, and stick with the rotating 8 or 9 players he has, and just let it go where it may.
Just go right there from
You know what I mean?
Maybe he finds something. Maybe he found something.
Maybe, yeah. So
maybe he found something with the Saratoga contest, because I could tell by the move of the crowd and the move of the team and even the players that they were elated at the fact of being involved, being in that game and literally having a chance to win. So maybe you found something there that you can work with that may work both going forward. Having said that, I mean, you have a team that could compete. No, I mean, not just like show up and say we were here. I mean, really compete. You got the 6'8" kid on that team.
Yeah, catch a tap, dunks on people.
Yeah, I mean,
another guy that's 6'6" in there. He can bang with him a little bit.
Right, you got Kevin Seal. I mean, he had a decent game. Guard. You have a team where, like most teams, when you start to think about your team, you want those pieces filled. You want your center, you want your guard, you want your forward, height, size, quickness, speed.
Yes, athleticism.
Now, one thing I will tell you, offensively, their fluidity lacks. They need to, fluidity-wise, you saw guys setting screens on air. You know, screening is one of the most important aspects of the game. And I would say there is one of the ways that you can improve upon, and really running some really sets to get some guys some layups, some really looks, and have those guys setting screens, you know, better. You know what I mean? And so hopefully, you know.
Coach, you got some guys. They got Tyrell Moreau, who's a confident player. He can take it to the basket, he can shoot the jump shot. He's confident. Let's keep him confident.
Absolutely.
You know, you got Kevin Seal, little guard. He's doing his thing right now. He scored like 8 baskets in a row down the stretch for those guys. You know what I mean? You got Michael Benitez, the other guard, the senior guard there. He's been playing varsity since his sophomore year as well. He's been playing solid, playing well for them. You know what I mean? And some of these guys can really play defense as well. You know what I mean? If they're in the right particular defensive set. So he got the pieces, Coach, to really rock out, and probably and this being so close to Saratoga might be the start of something very, very good for them. You know what I mean? But my only thing, Coach, is that you cannot have a failure to build on something as positive as this game was. You know what I mean? You can't go into Averill Park and then lay an egg.
No, because
you can't go to Burnt Hills and lay an egg.
No, because this is a moral victory nonetheless. I know people don't like to talk about moral victories. They exist. Other people want to say they don't exist or a moral victory. It exists. This because what a moral victory can do for your confidence, that means that a moral victory exists. Because if your confidence can be uplifted by competing against a viable team like that, and you can feel sure of yourself, and you haven't been feeling good about yourself coming over 2 blowouts, and then you show a good showing. Yeah, this can be something for your confidence moving forward. That's right. Now, on the other hand, real quickly, so we can move forward, but Saratoga, real quick, I thought Saratoga came in, they free throw atrocity from early on in the game.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that had a lot to do with their woes.
Yeah. However, even though they started making them down the stretch in regulation.
They did. They did come together. Something said ding and went off or whatever. So, but yeah, Saratoga, I mean, they showed a team that was used to being in games like that and can close it out. Yeah. And you really can't take anything from Saratoga. They played a team in Albany High who should compete against them. Yeah. So you have to give the guys like Trudy and them guys a lot of credit because Trudy came to bang and Fox came to bang. And I think overall that's where they had to do. They shouldn't have had a decided advantage, but what they brought to the table gave them a decided advantage, especially in the interior.
That's right. That's right. I mean, with the mindset of both those two big guys. Every coach would love to have their players have that type of mindset, of a Trudy, a guy who just willing to lay it all on the ground, lay it on the court. And Will Fox is the same way.
Absolutely.
The way that game ended in regulation, coach, where I thought was a foul was called to go in the favor of a Saratoga player going to the free throw line and close the game out.
Right.
And then they huddle up. Because it was a Farkas that happened.
Right.
They huddle up and they change the call to a jump ball, and jump ball goes to Albany High, and that was a 3-pointer.
Yeah,
sitting in overtime. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, right.
So, and then for them for the Blue Streaks to weather that storm, I can be emotional letdown.
You ain't never lost.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And for them guys to weather that storm, get their scruples about themselves in overtime, and come away with this win bodes well for them and says a lot about that team.
And the only thing I will say about Syracuse, and probably Coach Archer would probably agree, what we see in that team is that the shooting that they had last year, it doesn't seem as prevalent this year. Right, you know what I mean? It's almost like last year they had both. Also, they had inside-outside presence or whatever, but they were like bombs away from the outside. Yeah. It's like a lot of their work and damage being done more on the inside, and their outside shooting has not caught up with their inside plays.
No. Even they're even driving to the paint more as far as even scoring. Like they give it to Nate, they give it to Will Fox in the post area. But even their guard, even when they score, they go into the basket. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So a lot of this stuff, a lot of damage is happening inside. You know, I think Will Fox might be their best 3-point shooter right now.
He might be.
I'm waiting for Charlie Beck to get it together, but haven't seen him. I'm waiting for Andrew Holmes to get it together. He hasn't provided outside shooting yet, but he's been driving to the basket, that type of thing. So
exactly.
I think like Coach said, it's a different team. We'll see what happens. They might not be a 3-point shooting team this year.
They're undefeated right now.
What can you say?
Right. So.
All right, moving right along, Coach. So the next game I want to talk about, Coach, is the I wanted to go see was the Albany Academy versus Bishop Ludden game, Coach. I went to that game, Coach, and Albany Academy did what they're supposed to do. Albany Academy won at home. It's a home game. Bishop Ludden is from the Syracuse area, and it was 91-42. It was over before the first quarter, basically. You know what I mean? It was, but Bishop Ludden is a team that usually brings some teams. You know what I mean? Come with it. You know what I mean? There's too much. August Mahoney, 23 points. Too much. Andre Jackson, 22 points. Rob Brown, 15 points. They had 4 people score for 15 points that game.
Is it Brown or Moore?
Rob Brown.
Oh, Rob Brown.
Yeah,
sorry.
Rob Brown.
Okay,
Rob
Brown. Sorry.
Yep. And another guy, he dropped 16. Salif Eula.
Okay.
He dropped 16. Coach, it was just too much. And then you had Chambry finish with 10 points for Bishop Ludden. He was the highest point for them, 10 points. You know what I mean?
Sounds like a total mismatch.
It was a mismatch, Coach. And then, you had Andre Jackson just go bananas on the dunks, Coach. I mean, the first half, he had 3 dunks. That's probably rivals anybody's career.
Wow.
The dunks that he had.
Right, yeah.
So,
highlight film.
Yeah, Coach. The Albany Academy has it all. They got shooting. They got guys who can score in the post area. Guys can penetrate. Well-coached guys. A bench that's very active. They don't play. They active on the bench.
Very active.
Supportive, very supportive. You know what I mean? They knock down free throws. They take care of business at home. Coach Fouché, what else can you say about the guy? He gets it done.
Absolutely.
You know, I think right now they're ranked either 2 or 1 in the state.
Yeah, my thing with Albany Academy, when I seen them out in a scrimmage against Shenandoah early in the season, is that their bench is not that deep. If there's one thing I had to point to, their depthness. I didn't see a lot of depthness on their bench. Now that could have been because it was only a scrimmage, preseason. You know, I don't know how acclimated he was getting guys and what his game plan was, but it looked to be like maybe 6, 7 strong deep, and 7 maybe even. You know what I mean? So moving down the line, moving forward, that would just be something that I would say, looking at the Albany Academy team, all the things that you just mentioned about how, you know, well they do things. If there's one thing I would have to point to keep me mindful, watchful of, it would be that right there. Yeah,
like you said though, Coach, before you said it like the last couple of years too, like around here, Albany Academy is gonna just do well. Competition. This is when you go outside this area when you're gonna find issues. They did pretty well in their first game, beating Andyville down in Long Island. You know, the New York upstate downstate challenge. So they're doing well, but you know, like when you start going to these tournaments, these high power tournaments they go to, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
They also got a young guy, Coach, that's 6'9" there.
Yeah, like a freshman.
Yeah, freshman.
It's a freshman.
You know what I mean? So I think it's a project. He's a project. You know what I mean? I'm assuming he will get better. You know what I mean? He seems to be really into the game. He didn't start that game against Bishop Ludden. He did come in and provide a little. He showed me a little bit. You know what I mean? I think it's a project right now, though. I think there's a lot of potential there, you know. But I don't know what your thoughts are on the big guy.
No, I think he's going to be fine. He reminds me. I can't come to mind when their big guy they had in the past. They had another big guy that was similar to him. That you saw. I mean, for a freshman kid, you saw that the growth and potential is there, and just a guy that's going to clog up the middle right now. You don't expect a whole lot from him right now, but you know, to have a big body like that, clog up the middle, block some shots, grab some rebounds for you. His offensive skill set and those things will catch up with him as he evolves, as he goes through his sophomore, you know, junior, and so forth and so on. He's going to be something to reckon with and be a solid force for the cadets as they move forward. Oh yeah, no question about it. Okay, Coach. Next up on deck is going to be the weekend review. So we're going to talk about a couple of the teams that played this year or this week in the Suburban Council, and maybe we got a couple independent teams as well in there. So Tuesday, December 18th, Coach, we had Shin versus Columbia. Shin 64, Columbia 45 at Shin. Jake Reinish, Coach, dropped 30 points. Yeah. And then Jack Romer for Columbia added, he led this team with 13 points. Troy versus Shaker. Troy beat Shaker at Shaker's home, 65-56. Nasir Merritt, 23 points to lead Troy. And Shaker was led by Trey Marino. I want to pronounce the name right, with 16 points. Saratoga also played that Tuesday, Coach. They beat Boston Spy at home, 63-55. Michael Rogan led Saratoga with 17 points, and Keegan Zeller had 19 points to lead Boston Spa. So good games there. Bethlehem, 77. Albany High, 48. That's a game we talked about earlier when they didn't do too well. Michael Otelli had 17 points. I'm pretty sure he didn't probably play much in the second half there. The lead Bethlehem. Michael Benitez had 50 points to top Albany High that game. All right, CBA 53 against Burnt Hills 51. Close game, Coach. Close game. Close game. Jordan King led CBA with 25 points. Jack Wyatt and Brunson Ortiz both had 12 points. Coach, before we go on to the other game, you want to talk about that game? Well, I just want to say real quick, Singer didn't play that game.
Yes, he had a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, so that.
And Jordan King was under the weather as well.
He scored 25.
He still scored 25.
Yeah. Okay.
So that tells you about where that team is at. But that tells you also, Coach, how important Signer is to that brothers team.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So Colony was home against Averill Park. They got their first win of the year, Coach, taking out Averill Park 62-54. Marcus Shelton led Colony with 25 points. Zach Price, 23 points for Averill Park. And Averill Park is playing really well lately too, Coach.
Right. That can help Colony get off the snide and maybe get them going in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
we'll see. All right, Schenectady is playing very well as well. They beat Guilderland 67-45 at Guilderland's home court. And Schenectady is led by Jonan White with 14 points. And Brandon Caulfield had 20 points to lead the Guilderland Dutchman. Coach, those games are Tuesday. Before we go to Thursday game, you got any games in there that that tickle your fancy?
No, not at all. You can just keep moving forward.
Okay, we'll move forward. All right, so Thursday, December 20th, Schenectady versus Shin. And Shin takes the L at Schenectady's home court because the Patriots take it 58-56. Kareem Sanders leads Schenectady with 16 points. And Jay Sean Hagray added 14 for the Patriots.
Big win for Shin.
Big win
for Schenectady.
Big win for the Patriots.
Yes.
And Jake Reinisch led Shin with 17 points. All right, awesome. Any thoughts on that, Coach?
That was a big win for Schenectady. That's my thought on it. I mean, when you can protect your home court and get a win against the defending Sectional 2 champions, it could bode well for you. So that's a good look for them.
Right.
Good look.
Okay, and I know there's a new coach there. I don't know who his name is right now. It escapes my.
Yeah, it escapes me too as well. I had it right here and it just went.
Yeah. Schenectady right now, Coach, is 4-1. All right, so
be on the watch out for them. There's somebody who Mojo 2 TV will be definitely on the lookout for Schenectady.
That's right. Bethlehem played Boston Spa in a close one, but Bethlehem outlasted them 71-60. Michael Ortel led Bethlehem with 22 points, and Eric Sallow pitched in with 18 for the Eagles. Luke Arteri dropped 32 points in that game for Boston Spa. Okay, Boston Spa has a ringer over there, Coach.
Yeah, he is.
Luke is playing very well for Boston Spa. Averill Park versus Shaker, Coach. Shaker's not doing as well as they did last year, losing those 2 6'8", 6'9" guys going on at prep school and one playing at Siena right now. So they're struggling mightily this year.
We expected them to struggle.
Yes, we did. So Averill Park C6, Shaker 48. Zach Price led Averill Park with 18 points. Anthony Clayton led Shaker with 20 points. Columbia versus Guilderland. Guilderland didn't do well in this game. Columbia won that game 67-39. Alex Adams dropped 20 points for Columbia. Brendan Gagnon led Guilderland with 14 points. And I remember Brendan Gagnon, I hope I pronounced the name right. He's one of the guys I interviewed at the Quebec camp. Very big kid. I'm hoping the best for him. He's only a junior, so hopefully they'll get this stuff together. Guilderland's been in some close games, but they got a lot of work cut out for them this year. Also, Coach, we got Troy versus Colony. Troy beat Colony 51-46. So after Colony beat Averill Park, they come back. They travel to Troy and take an L there. It was a close game though, Coach.
It was a close game.
Close game. Nasir Merritt led them with 16 points, and Aaron Satin led Colony with 19 points. Niskuna, Coach, has been playing very well as of late. They played Burnt Hills. Niskuna 60, Burnt Hills 47. Richie Quinn, Coach, he had 15 points for Niski, and Jack Wyatt led Burnt Hills with 16 points. So, Coach, those are the games for the Suburban Council for Tuesday and Thursday this past week. Also, we'll talk about some of the independent schedule. We already talked about Academy, so let's talk about McKill and Green Tech. So, McKill traveled to Green Tech, Coach, and Green Tech took that victory, Coach, 68-60 at home. Josh Rodriguez dropped 20 points, and Keymore Johnson trailed right behind them with 16 points to help Green Tech take that victory. And Ozzie DeSouza, he had 26 points for McKill in that game. Also, the Foothills Council versus Independent, that was LaSalle versus Green Tech, Coach, on Friday. So Green Tech had played Wednesday, and then they played Friday. So LaSalle took that game, Coach, a 1-point game.
Wow.
Late victory for them guys. And I got down here, it was 62-61, and the Cadets pulled out a close win. Connor Siepel led LaSalle with 27 points, Coach. 27 points.
Wow.
So that's the week in review, Coach. So, any thoughts?
I haven't seen LaSalle play, but I'm really surprised that they took down Green Tech. And I have to be careful about how surprised I say I am because I just stated that I didn't see LaSalle play.
Right.
So if I seen them play, I probably wouldn't be as surprised. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But Green Tech is one of the teams I tout as one of the man-for-man, one of the best teams in the area.
Yes, you have.
So yeah,
yes,
so I'm a little taken back by that one. So that's what my thoughts are. In particular, when you talk about the weekend review.
Okay. All right, Coach. We got like 2 minutes left. Kirk is like kicking us out of here. So we got upcoming games, Coach. Today we got upcoming games today. And Academy's playing Newburgh. We're gonna try to make that game. Everybody's at 4 o'clock. Hopefully. We might have some footage of that game in this production here today. Hopefully we have something there to show you from that game. Also, there's another one. I think Chalmont's playing another team too in that same type of showcase type down there. Yep. So there's a few games there. Next week, it should be a lot of time. It won't be much going on.
No, won't be going on.
But the county tournament will be going on. I think they played the 28th and the 29th, the colony tournament used to do.
And you have also, I'm sorry to cut you off. We have Bethlehem playing what is it? I get that.
Oh, Nichols.
Yeah, Bethlehem playing Nichols. So you have that game going on.
Yep. So hopefully we'll be out there to get some of those games and keep everybody abreast of what's going on. We need eyes on. If you see any play that we might have missed, put it in our comment section. DM us. All right, put in the comments on our YouTube or Twitter, whatever. If we missed a player you thought that we should be recognized, let us know.
Absolutely.
If there's a game you think we should get out to, and then you see some solid players out there that needs to get recognized, let us know. All right, Emoji2 TV signing out. Kurt, take us out with the fader. Peace.